did you see what just happened there with Dr. Ezekiel Emanuel? Texas Republican Senator Ted Cruz may have been watching. He's been relentless in his opposition to Obamacare. And so, Senator Cruz, what I gleaned from the interview is it's, I think, Fox News' fault. And it is irrelevant whether they knew that the individual insurance market would essentially go away when they were promising people that they could keep their plans if they liked them. Your thoughts?
Well, Megan, I do agree. I guess you should have been a better computer programmer, and it's your fault personally that healthcare.gov is not working. I thought that interview was really revealing, because the question that he did not want to answer is, what do you say to the 5 million Americans who've already lost their health care, who were told by the president, if you like your plan, you can keep it, and who have discovered that that promise was willfully, knowingly false? And he doesn't have an answer to them. And that's happening all over the country. It's the latest indication of why this law just isn't working, and why you're starting to see really bipartisan agreement that it's not working.
What is this like for you now? Because you were so criticized and ridiculed for holding up the government and doing what you did to try to stop this law from rolling out. And now that we see bipartisan outrage in response to the law, what's it like for you?
Well, look, it's heartbreaking that so many Americans are being hurt by this. And what it really is vindication for the millions of Americans who months ago said Obamacare isn't working, it's killing our jobs, and it's risking our health care. And unfortunately, the Washington establishment didn't listen to millions of Americans who saw this coming, who predicted it, and said, let's stop it. But now, you know, the real difference is we're seeing real people who are suffering, who are hurting, who are losing their health care. You know, all you have to do is travel the state of Texas, as I do often, or travel anywhere in the country, and visit with any of the millions of people who are getting these cancellation notices. You talk to mothers who have kids with diabetes and serious health issues who suddenly lost their health care, and they're scared, and it was all caused by Congress. This thing isn't working, and we need to start over. We need to stop this bill.
What could possibly fix it now? I mean, these plans to make people keep the insurance, okay, maybe that could help people not get canceled if they haven't been canceled yet, but 5 million people have already been canceled? How can it be solved for them?
No, the bills that the White House and some of the Democrats are talking about, they're all tinkering around the edges. They're not going to make a difference to the 5 million people who've lost their health care already, and they're not going to make a difference to the 90+ million who have employer-provided health care and who are at risk of losing their health care as well. The only way to stop these problems is to admit this idea was fundamentally flawed to begin with. We got to start over. And at this point, starting over, stopping Obamacare, I think is the essence of pragmatism. 3.5 years ago, reasonable minds could have differed on whether Obamacare could work, but at this point, nobody's defending it. It isn't working, and we ought to say, as a reasonable, pragmatic, middle-of-the-ground outcome, let's stop, let's start over, and let's, number one, as the Hippocratic Oath says, do no harm, stop taking away people's health care.
And so now you're calling for what?
Well, I think we need to do two things. Number one, we need to suspend Obamacare. We need to repeal it altogether because it's not working. Not fiddle around the edges, but acknowledge this thing is fundamentally flawed. And then number two, we need positive health care reform, most importantly, to empower consumers to purchase health insurance across state lines, to create a true national market so that your health insurance can be affordable, personal, portable. And in the coming weeks, I intend to lay out a plan to provide exactly that, a plan to repeal Obamacare altogether and at the same time expand options for the 5 million+ people who have lost their health insurance and 300 million people across this country, to expand their options to have affordable, personal, portable health care.
Senator Ted Cruz, thanks for being here.
It's always great to be with you, Megan. Thank you.
See you soon.